I just saw the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen. It actually equated to over $1 billion in 24 hours. And it's very clear right now there are some people that are just frankly gambling and are not understanding what's taking place. And I want to talk about that in this video with you guys, show exactly what I'm talking about. But I do want to discuss also what we might be waiting for here in terms of XRP and altcoins in general. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So the past 3 days have actually been red for XRP, which kind of sucks because we've had some green days, right? And what we're seeing is some profit taking for XRP coming off of, the big conclusion of the Ripple v SEC case news. That was a very exciting thing that led us to do an 11% surge in one day. But it seems like the charts haven't been quite convinced. And so we're seeing a little bit of retracement here. It's nothing big. We had a 1% loss. We had a 1.84% loss. We had a 0.6% loss to begin the day here. And hopefully today the ship can get righted. We've seen a lot of altcoins just slow down as the day has progressed. Most assets are actually red on the day. And what we're doing right now is Ethereum has not breached this 4250 yet. We're still waiting for the extension off of that. And maybe that happens today. Maybe we come down to 4100. We'll have to watch and wait and see what happens. But right now, I think the market's kind of holding its breath and waiting for BTC to decide its move here. Are we going to actually break out of our trend to the upside? Or are we going to get a little bit of a rejection and come back down, right? Maybe see some lower prices there, a little bit of bleeding in terms of alts. Nobody knows, okay? But what we do know that we have seen is some profit taking in terms of XRP. But what we have also seen is a huge surge in open interest to the short side. In fact, what we have seen is this long short ratio flip all the way to a 0.864. So you're talking about 13.5% imbalance to the short side after it was very close to even not long ago, especially after we had all those short leverage liquidations just the other day on that Ripple v SEC news. Okay. So what we have actually now seen is just in the past few days, open interest for XRP climbed from $7.23 billion to $8.29 billion. So over $1 billion in just a few days' time. So this isn't just XRP, but it's happening very heavily in terms of XRP right now. Most other long short ratios are somewhere within 10% of that break even, right? So they're trying to suppress XRP right now. They're very heavily trying to push things down to the downside. And what this means is that big players in the space are betting so hard against XRP, and I'm actually okay with that. Why I'm okay with that is that sometimes you can't slow down momentum. You can't slow down what's happening in the charts. And what's very strange to me is that XRP has done such a good job of holding up during this time and really maintaining a lot of its gains since November, that the fact that people are still trying to actually bet against XRP, it's just pure gambling at this point. The type of accumulation we're seeing from institutions, from enterprises on the treasury side, and what will likely be from governments as well, is something that frankly can't be ignored. But people are trying to just pretend it's not happening. In fact, right now, some people that are doing TA on XRP are talking about the fact that now we've broken out of this big bullish pennant. There's actually a bullish pennant that we are actually targeting $11, which kind of falls within that range. Like we were talking about, $8 to $12 XRP this cycle wouldn't really be that surprising, especially with all the things that we have working in our favor. But it's just sheer lunacy right now that the market is, or that there are people in the market that are just acting like total degenerates, and people can do whatever they want, right? We need that skepticism in order to move higher. We need people betting against the market. We need people that are in fact stuck on the sidelines. And what I'll remind people of is that this rally that we're kind of starting, but that we're essentially prepping for as well, it has played out the perfect way. Right? You have a lot of people that still have PTSD. You have a lot of people that are still caught on the sidelines. For example, USDT dominance still sitting at 4.22%, and the crypto market hasn't really made that big extension down quite yet. And you have people that are betting in a huge way against price in terms of open interest. And all this at some point works together to just create this huge extension in the charts. And that's again where when we look at something like XRP, we've been talking about those Fibonacci extensions all the way up to our 1618 line. That's all the way up again at about $5.20, $5.22. when we get this breakout and enter price discovery once again in terms of XRP, that's probably where we're headed. Obviously, there's no guarantees. This isn't financial advice. Nobody knows the future. I wish I did. That'd make life a lot easier. But it's just crazy to me that people are actually betting against us in this way. Maybe I'll say this: maybe they're trying to chase this weekly stochastic RSI, which obviously flipped bearish now a couple weeks ago. Maybe they're trying to see if they can just load up on this move that was starting to happen, but may in fact be negated as we just get into this coming week. One thing I want to remind everybody of, like I've talked about in other videos today, is we do actually have some macro reports coming this week. We have the CPI report. We have the PPI report. Those are likely to impact the crypto markets because, again, we're trying to still get this series of news that will be good for the space that is going to allow interest rate decreases to come in September. So that's kind of where we're at. I appreciate you guys as always. We'll see how we get through the weekend, and I'm looking forward to seeing how much things can open up as the coming week progresses. So have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.